How's everybody doing? I'm just finally got to a place that we have some actual service. So I thought I would come on live here, let everybody know I'm still alive. And things are fine. Crystal and I are good. We have no power or internet at the house. So I will be resuming some live videos. I'll be live tomorrow for the launch or the restock of No Morbidity. Noon. You can get it at ambrosiacollective.com. But things have been going really well. I'm going to do a whole video on things I learned from this storm. It's been an interesting experience, but not a bad one. I mean, for Crystal and I, it's been bad for many people, and our hearts go out to those that lost everything, and people that have lost loved ones. But for Crystal and I, not much changed. I cooked everything on the grill, and we just kind of worked out. We still tried talk to clients. We had to venture out. Because for the first couple of days we had no cell service at all whatsoever. Like the cell towers got knocked down. The storm was interesting. Like it was very windy. The screened-in lanai for my pool is gone. The actual cage still remains, which I'm kind of shocked at. The cage still remains, but the actual screens for the lanai are all gone. And almost every tree in my yard has been knocked down. But besides that, the house fared very well. So we're extremely lucky, just no power. I've been thinking of you and Crystal. Hope you pulled through a storm. We did okay. Crystal and I live in a kind of state of readiness. We had, we're already in the habit of boiling and then filtering water just to make sure it's as healthy for us as possible. So we had about, just in boiled and filtered water in containers, we had about 10 gallons. And then we had another in bottled waters and gallons of water. We had something like another 10 gallons. So we were very good when it came to that stuff. Battery operated fans to keep cool at night, and plenty of batteries, plenty of candles, and a propane for the grill, and plenty of food. With the way we did our refrigerator, we made it so we used some perishables at the bottom, whatever meats we had at the bottom first, ate those the first day. Second day, we started going to the freezer stuff. I pulled a bunch of old stuff that I'd planned on getting rid of from the freezer and put it down into the refrigerator to keep it extra cold. So we ate from the refrigerator all up until yesterday. Yesterday, we finally cleaned the refrigerator out just because I didn't want to push it any farther. But we had eaten most of the stuff. Like, I've eaten, we had clam Penang, what was it, last night or 2 nights ago, and then the night before last we had like a beef stew, and we've had chili, and our life has been pretty decently normal, besides not having power and not being able to interact online. I gotta say that this has taught me some things. I'm gonna do a whole video about things I learned from the storm, because we're definitely making some changes, not in how we prepped for this, because we were very well prepared. Like, I'm probably going over to my son's house tomorrow just to have internet so we can go live for the restock of No Morbidity, which you will be able to get at ambrosiacollective.com. But it's just been an interesting experience, you know. The first couple of days we didn't even have self-service, so we would walk, and we could drive. We could drive around town, but it was limited because so many trees are down. I have some video and photos of, like, there's a tractor trailer tipped over in downtown Cape Coral. The one street skyline literally has every telephone pole is snapped off and in people's yards. So it was a crazy experience. And for those of you that don't know, I live in Cape Coral, and we did take the direct hit. But the thing I don't think people realize is the barrier islands, Sanibel, Pine Island, and Captiva took the hit first, and those places are devastated, and it's horrible, devastated. We're fine. We're good. I mean, I was fairly sure that we weren't gonna leave, but by the time they called evacuation, up until the 6 hours before, they called evacuation 6 hours before it hit. And to get out of Cape Coral when everybody's trying to get out would have been impossible. We would have been on the road when the storm hit. So, and we have 3 cats, so we just hunkered down. We had checked our checked our geographics. Basically, our house is 15 feet above sea level, so we're good. We're not going to flood out, and the house is going to hold, or it's not going to hold. Either or, it is what it is. I'd rather take my chances in the house where I got my supplies than off someplace, on the road possibly, But I'm going to do a whole video about things I learned in the storm. It's just been an interesting week. Like, Crystal and I are going to make a few changes. Like, Crystal and I went for, no phones, holding hands, just walking and talking for like an hour and a half every day. Like, God, it almost chokes me up that, like, I know it sounds weird, but there's some very good experiences, through this. Like, her and I got to spend more quality time together than we have even when we've been on vacations, because we were that disconnected, and it was very nice. I'm going to make sure I disconnect for at least an hour or so a day, every day, like, no phone in my hand, no nothing. Because for me, what a lot of people don't understand, my business is not just YouTube, but it's also, I talk to clients nonstop all day long on our app, and I do video consultations, and I go live sometimes go live on TikTok, sometimes go live on Instagram, and I interact, that way, but I also do a lot of reading, a lot of research. So I'm always plugged in. So it was just super nice to just, hold hands with my wife and go for a walk every single day. We're definitely going to keep doing that. We're going to keep that integrated into our life. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. But it was an interesting experience. Give me 1 second. I had to make sure I have clients here coming up, so I still got plenty of time to talk to you motherfuckers. But it's just been an interesting experience, the whole thing. We were very well prepared. Like, we ate very, very well. My food did not change much, just to be real. Crystal had we had eggs and bacon almost every morning, things like that. We just life didn't change much. We were prepared for it. I wish, do you have power and water? We don't have power. We didn't have water the first day, but water came back. We don't have water we can just straight drink. If you would want to, you'd have to boil it and drink it first and then filter it probably still. But we do that already. And we haven't had to do that at all because we had so much water supply stored up. Like, we probably had 10 gallons of just like water in containers. Cause I go through, like, I go through like 2 gallons of water a day, every day, and workout wise, it's really been just removing the tree debris from my yard, for the last week. So I'm looking forward to getting back to workouts too, but we've been very physically active. Like I said, we walk for about an hour and a half a day. It's on top of all this, just watching shit, So it's been pretty fucking interesting. And it's also been interesting, like, being detached from like the world, detached from social media, because I'm so normally plugged in that it's normally an issue, And I wouldn't say issue, it's part of my job, I guess, but to a great degree, life is a lot happier when you're not plugged in like that. We were just very, like, it was very, I hate to even say it, but like, it almost seemed like just being cut off, it's a tragedy for everybody, but I did learn some things from this storm. And like I said, I'm gonna do a full video about it. First of all, for a lot of people that live in coastal areas, so many people freaked out. Like, people freaked out. And, especially in Florida, what I don't get is, like, why? I think it was the second day, everybody lost their shit, because every place is closed. No place has power. Right, so Crystal and I just got in the car and drove across the state to Sunrise, Florida. They had power. We stopped in, got us some extra batteries just in case. Picked up a couple cases of water. Ate at Jimmy John's. I had an unwich, which is basically a sandwich without the bun. But people here were just freaking the fuck out. And that doesn't help anybody. Like, it's the same thing. Like, I would have hoped that we would have learned that don't panic from 2020, because 2020 fucked the world up with how everybody panicked, And I don't give a fuck if you don't believe it. Like, if you're still worried about that, like, I got a news flash. Anybody that was concerned about the vid down here once the fucking hurricane hit wasn't concerned about it no more. Weird things happen when people are confronted with their own mortality. It was very strange. Like, people just losing their shit. You know, people standing 2 hours in line at Lowe's to buy shit that, one, they should have already fucking had. But two, like, you know, 2 hours out in the sun. How the fuck, like, to grab what? You know, exactly. Like, there was people like day two, like people like, are there ATMs? Does anybody know any ATMs working? Like, motherfucker, you don't have cash on you? This is why I'll never go to a cashless society. And by the way, anybody that thinks that the country is ready to go to electric vehicles, you're out of your fucking mind. Like, it's so funny because the power grid is down. Like here, Cape Coral power grid. I think there's 100,000 people on Cape Coral. I think like 6,000 of them have power right now. You know, like, it's silliness to think that, like, we should be switching to electric cars. Like, it's amazing to me how people were freaking out about, you know, we got lucky. The temperature's been like in the high 60s at night. So you open your windows and let the fucking cold air in. That's what we would be doing anyway. We wouldn't have the air conditioning on right now, but people are freaking out that our air conditionings aren't working. Like, and a lot of these people aren't real true Floridians because Floridians kind of get used to this shit. But it's just a little amazing to me how ill-prepared some people were for this, or how ill-prepared people were for, like, I haven't even touched my disaster supply of food. Like, I still, like, the rice and beans is still all fucking there. You know what I mean? Like, we haven't even opened it. Rice, beans, we got fucking boxes of oatmeal and protein powder. Like, if worst came to worst, I could be mixing cold fucking oatmeal, letting it fucking sit and get soft, and put some protein powder in that motherfucker, and that's fucking food for the day, people. You know, like, people were a little off. Like, we got powdered milk. I would put some powdered milk in with the water, then put some fruity cereal MTS whey, or some Planta peanut butter and banana whey. Go to it. You know, like, it's very simplistic for me, you know. Anyway, anybody got any questions? I'll try to answer a few real quick, and then my son's getting groceries. Then we're going to fucking head back to his place. I got to pick up gas for the generator. And then we're heading back. We're probably going to stay overnight at his place tonight so I can go live tomorrow. I'll probably go live later on today too. But I have a client also coming up shortly. So how is it? To be honest, it's either in a kind of a semblance of getting back to normal or complete devastation. Like, people, like, I feel horrible for people that lived on Sanibel. And I say lived because I can't imagine there's a house standing on Sanibel Island. But especially on Captiva. We were just at a concert on Captiva Island. We went and saw Brooke Eden play 2 weeks ago. And at one point in time, when you're on Captiva Island, like, you can see the ocean to the left when you're on the highway. There's a house to your right, and you can see the ocean behind their house. Like, that's how narrow it is, right? And they're wiped out. And there's, unfortunately, people apparently still stranded there. But I just don't know why you would have stayed. That's where I would have left. Like, I mean, there's no way if I lived on an island that was about to take a Cat 4, I would have been there, you know? So that I feel bad for those folks. But what generator do you own? I borrowed one from my son. The only reason why we have one is the fucking, I don't even know the name. I gotta be real. He dropped it off last night. We were fine without it. The only reason why we have it is we're gonna actually, he has power and didn't need it just in case we needed it. So I don't even look. I've not used one the whole time. It hasn't been necessary. You know, whenever I've needed to charge my phone, I just turn the car on, charge it in the car, and go from there. You know, I would have been more active on social media still, I guess. I'm happy I wasn't, to tell you the truth. It was like a nice reprieve. But we have the cell towers were down. Like, it knocked everything the fuck down. But I don't know which kind I have. We are in Sarasota, and we're without power for 2 days. Teaches you a lot about preparedness. I mean, we're still without power. It's just, I'm the type of person, though, and this we might actually do a little content on this coming up year. I'm the type of person that I could walk into the woods and build a shelter and fucking stay there. You know, like, It's not that, like, to me, that's fun shit, you know? Let me see here. The new electric F-150 is a disaster. Charge drops like crazy when towing. We're not ready for electric. We're not ready for electric. And lithium batteries are worse for the environment than the gas that they operate on. And to fuel that electric vehicle, you're still using fucking fossil fuel. It's stupid. Let's see. Glad you're okay. I'm in Daytona. Lots still without power. It's a mess. Beach has been washed away. That's sad, man. It really is. Glad you're okay and still alive and kicking. We've been good. I mean, I've read more for pleasure. I read 2 novels in this week. Do you know how long it's been since I've read a book just for pleasure and not something that was related to nutrition or a study or something like that? It's been a long motherfucking time. And I mean, I've enjoyed it thoroughly. I think my phone might be getting ready to overheat, guys, so I'm going to call this short here in just a second. But you live across the street from Jimmy John's. Unwitches are amazing. Are you still doing reaction videos like how Tyrone's doing? No, I'm not. No, like on Tyrone, I don't know. If he's like on Tyrone, I'm not doing them. But I don't watch his content. Like, I mean, so I don't know. Like, it's his content's very irrelevant to me. But I know I'm not. I do reactions to like different people's content Monday through Friday, pretty much on lives when I have power. But I'm not doing the comedy roast videos. No. Maybe sometime in the future when we rearrange some shit. And I have more time to do more content. But not right now. Absolutely not. And definitely not. I'm definitely not doing anything more on Tyrone or Vince or any of those fuck people. Yeah, my neighbor 2 blocks away don't have power. My parents are in Sarasota, and they told me they were without power for about 2 days. Glad you're okay. Thank you very much. What books did I read? I read a graphic novel. That's not one of the novels I read, but then I reread. I'm reading the Wheel of Time series. It's amazing. And the Wheel of Time series, I'm I'm halfway through the second novel. Fucking amazing series. Very like it. You'd be proud of my special needs daughter. She stayed with her diet. That's awesome, Ava. That's awesome. Glad you're safe. Thank you. Heard from Dash at all? I don't know. I have not heard from him. We don't really keep in contact though. So, are you going to talk about the passing of? I already did in multiple lives, but I'm not going to make a video about it. So that's just. I'm not going to make a video on somebody's death. But anyway. I gotta go, and I think my phone's overheating anyway. I will be live probably a little later on today. If not, I'll definitely be live tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern time for the restock of No Morbidity. Go to ambrosiacollective.com. Get reminded for when you can get it. Get your supplies. We have the ingredients are hard to get. So when we restock. It goes very quickly, and we have high demand this time. So get yours while you can tomorrow. Anyway, well, I'll talk soon. Goddamn.